Okay, so somebody recently asked about the Salon Perfect that I swatched the other day that is called In Mint Condition. And they asked if it was close to China Glaze's Highlight of My Summer. And this is China Glaze Highlight of My Summer, the original. Like, this is like from whenever that shade, I believe, released. As you can tell, it's pretty far down on the bottle. And you can tell that these colors are definitely not anywhere near close. I totally get where you were coming from though, because like having been removed from the polish and not really like thinking or being like super aware of what the polish looked like yeah, that could be close. But seeing them side by side definitely are not close, which is interesting because I've actually worn this shade a lot this summer, but I've also been wearing it with a multitude of other shades, which got me thinking and looking. And one that I've been wearing from China Glaze is called Grass's Lime Greener. And it's this one here that I just rolled into the shot. And this one is definitely closer to in mint condition. Now, I do know that in mint condition looks a little bit mintier, I guess you could say, on the nail than it does in the bottle, because here in the bottle, it's definitely looking like a green, but this green over here, I feel like is a bit more yellow in it. So again, probably not dupe worthy by any means, but I think we're gonna go ahead for peace of mind for everybody. We're going to go ahead and swatch all three of these side by side so you guys can get a good idea of what they look like on the nail and what's close or not. Because Salon Perfect, if you don't know, can be purchased at Walmart. It's rather affordable and it's a good quality polish as well. So if you were looking for one of these two and you couldn't find it, this is actually probably going to have a better formula than these two China Glazes because these are older China Glazes. And unless they have reformulated them since their initial release, they don't have the best formulas, even though they're beautiful polishes. And honestly, I wear them a ton. I actually had both of these like on my desktop because I've been wearing them this summer a ton. And yeah, like I said, not wonderful formulas unless they have actually like reformulated them since they've kind of done their reformulation of all like the new release polishes. I just don't know if they've gone back and done that to the older shades. So let's go ahead and compare these. Okay, so I know normally when I swatch, you guys are much closer to my hand, but I felt like I wanted to keep this lined up as easy as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and swatch them the exact same way that you just saw the bottles. This is China Glaze's Grass's Lime Greener. And yeah, I can tell it's streaky. It's not a wonderful formula to polish. Matter of fact, when I got it out this summer, it felt like way too tricky to work with, and I had to like shake it forever, wait a few days, and then I used it, and it's still worth it though because it's like such a nice shade. Next up is I'm gonna go ahead and like stick this right here so you can kind of tell that this one here was the China Glaze one. The next one is the Salon Perfect in Mint Condition, and I should have thought about the placement of these bottles where my hand needs to be to actually paint. So as you can see, it's a green, but it's pulling more neon green compared to what we get with Grass's Lime Greener. This one definitely has a bit more yellow in it, but this one here does have a bit better of a formula, as you can kind of tell. It's still kind of pulling towards my edges, but that's honestly my like nail bed's fault because my nail bed is kind of rounded. So it's just pulling. Then the next shade is Highlight of My Summer. And this is like such a classic shade in my opinion. Like it's one of my favorites. And again, it didn't have a great formula. I had to shake it forever before it was usable, but it's usable now and I'm so glad because I love it. But there is that. I did not do a very good job of painting that. I'm also recording this whole video differently just so you can have like live talking over the polishes. There are those three. So Highlight of My Summer is definitely not like in mint condition. I think that's what in mint condition is the Salon Perfect one. Definitely not like this one. These two, they're close. They could be sisters. They're not twins. They're not dupes, but I think if you like neon green, then this one is going to be the best one for you. But if you like more of a less in your face green, this one's for you, if that makes any sense. For the sake of it, I'm going to go ahead and do the second coats for these, just so you can see, even though we can obviously tell now that none of these are 100% dupes. So we'll just do it just so we can see what they are formula-wise. So this is the second coat of China Glazes in Grass's Lime Greener. Again, like the second coat does get you to full coverage, but it's still kind of patchy and streaky. But honestly, building it up with a third coat doesn't change that fact that much. So I don't really think it's worth it for the third coat. Sometimes if you are lucky, the top coat kind of hides it, or you could add like a little sparkly topper to kind of distract. Lately, I've been wearing it in like a Skittles mani, so you don't even notice it. And if you have to do 3 coats, it's only on one nail, so it's not that big of a pain. But to do a whole hand with 3 coats, that is a bit of a pain. Then here we have the Salon Perfect in mint condition. As you guys can see with that one, the second coat went on flawlessly, and it looks great on the nail. And actually, now I'm like debating internally, like, should I go ahead and wear this? Because I love it. I know people are already like on to fall polishes and such, but I'm not there yet. And nor will I probably ever be that. As fall as I will get is like a sunsetty orange. Now we're doing the second coat of Highlight of My Summer, and I just love this shade. This is so pretty. And again, wasn't a great second coat, but I definitely feel like it's not as streaky as Grass's Lime Greener. So it's a beauty. If you find it in stores, go ahead and get it. I love it. I'm gonna grab another shade while we're here and chat you through it, because there is a shade that I do love and wear all the time that is very, very close to Highlight of My Summer. So let me grab that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add in that shade I was just talking about. So Orally released a shade called Happy Camper earlier this year. It is this beauty of a polish. I absolutely love it. As you guys can see, like I've already used a ton of it. I wear this basically weekly. I just love this shade, and it is very, very close to Highlight of My Summer, but it has a bit more green in it. So I actually feel like it'll look pretty decent in this lineup of shades. Also, this one just has like a great formula. I'm doing this on my pinky that I freshly filed, so my pinky nail is like even shorter than I'm used to. So I kind of went over there. But these two over here are much closer than any of these are. This one, like I said, has a hint more green. That first coat did not like apply super well. I think it's because, like I said, I just filed the nail. And let me just go ahead and restart that, because I did just file the nail, and whenever I do that, you kind of have to like relearn how to paint your nails when you file them as short as I do. Okay, I got the remover off. We're gonna go ahead and apply this first coat of Orally. Like I said, this applies really well, but I'm doing this currently without a base coat. Okay, there it is. That's more like its performance. And as you can tell, they're very, very, very close. I just said this like a few seconds ago. The Orally has a bit more green in it. It is beautiful. I'm going to let that dry, and then we'll do a second coat. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do that second coat. It's been a little bit. There we go. So as you can see, that covered perfectly in 2 coats. I did a little bit of a messy job in general of painting that. But those two over here, can't do that. Okay, these two, they're very close, I would say. If you're not super, super particular in what you want your shade to look like, whether you want it to be more blue or more green, if you want a good formula polish that has a really nice big brush, I would highly suggest Oraly's Happy Camper, which is this one. If you are looking for something that's similar to Highlight of My Summer, these two are very close. Like I said, Orally has a touch more green. This has a touch more blue. Both are absolutely beautiful and very, very close. So I think that kind of wraps everything up. Hopefully I answered some questions that some of you had in recent videos. I actually had a lot of fun doing this video, so let me know if you want more things like this, or if you have 4 shades that you want to talk about, preferably lighter colors, because red colors are not necessarily fun to do this with. Let me know. These are really, really beautiful shades, and I actually love all of them, and even though that some of them don't have wonderful formulas, I go ahead and wear them because I love these colors that much. So, thank you guys for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this, and I will talk to y'all soon. Bye!